At Little River Elementary, there is currently no playground or outdoor playtime structure for students with disabilities. They only have an empty courtyard to run around in. For students like Emily, a little girl in a wheelchair, this means she has no chance to interact with her peers without disabilities. Due to these problems, our client at Little River Elementary asked us to create a fun device that facilitates playtime interaction between the students with and without disabilities.
Our device needed to be safe, accessible to students with and without disabilities, and within the school's budget of $1,000. We also aimed for it to be inclusive, mentally stimulating, physically stimulating, durable, and able to be transported in and outside by the teachers.
Our final design consists of 2 plywood wooden panels that are each 4 by 3 feet. We chose these dimensions so that the panels would be able to fit through the school's doorways. Each panel has 2 faces, both of which carry multiple activities. The panels were built with 4 2x4s, each 32 inches long, sandwiched between plywood panels.
The panels were attached to a 6-inch by 4-foot wooden base, which was then connected to wheel bases on either end, which are 27.5 inches by 3 inches. Each wheelbase is attached to 2 wheels. All of these wooden components were drilled into each other using construction screws for optimal wheels were glued around the structure to prevent safety hazards posed by the open spaces and sharp edges. We built 2 independent 2-sided panels. We decided to build the panels like the stud walls in houses because we wanted them to be extremely stable and resistant to the forces kids act on them while playing.
We chose to use locking wheels because these would allow the structure to remain stable and secured in place while in use, but portable when being moved from inside to outside. The 4 wheels on each panel give the structure a large degree of motion for turning through hallways and doorways.
We organized the activities across the panels by theme. This is the musical side of the first panel. It features 2 drums and 2 xylophones. The 2 drums were made out of plastic buckets cut by a Dremel. They were attached to the panel by drilling a small wooden piece into the panel and then drilling the 2 sides of the drum into the wooden piece. The 2 xylophones were drilled into the panel and oriented in the opposite diagonal directions, and the musical mallets are attached with Velcro.
On the other side of this panel are toys and activities to stimulate the imagination. There are fidget spinners, 2 steering wheels, and different landscapes for each steering wheel. The fidget spinners were attached with double-sided tape to allow for unrestricted spin, and we hammered in a large screw bolt to attach the steering wheels and then fit a plastic cap over the bolt.
The second panel is geared towards mental and physical stimulation with a 2-sided magnetic maze and a shape insertion game. For the shape insertion game, we designed the shapes in Adobe Illustrator and then laser cut the shapes out on a 17-inch by 21-inch piece of plywood. We then painted these shapes and glued wooden knobs onto them. The shapes were originally falling out, but we used Velcro to keep them in as the panel had to move.
The magnetic maze was designed in Adobe Illustrator, where the lines in the software corresponded to the lines cut out by the laser cutter in a 1/2-inch sheet of casted acrylic. It was then sandwiched between 2 1/8-inch sheets of acrylic and glued with acrylic glue. We originally planned to place magnetic balls inside the maze, but we found that they would stick together and not move through the maze easily. To solve this, we used non-magnetic balls which wouldn't stick to each other, but could still be controlled by the magnetic wand. The maze was attached to the frame with a combination of double wide corner braces and flat corner braces.
On the other side of this panel is an etch and sketch and more fidget spinners, which provides artistic and tactile stimulation for the students. These were attached with double-sided tape. We attached a triangle wooden wedge to this panel and Velcroed onto it a bubble machine, orienting it in a position that ensures that bubbles don't blow into the kids' eyes.
We intentionally arranged the different activities so that they would be easily accessible to both the average preschooler and Emily at the height of her wheelchair. We also have space for multiple kids on each panel. The activities were selected and designed to stimulate auditory, visual, and tactile senses. When our client tested the device, she said that it was easily portable and safe for the school. Our material expert, Murad, confirmed that our device would be durable for at least 3 years. When used by kids, each panel was able to accommodate 2 kids at once, and it was very entertaining for them. All our raw materials cost $432, so we were well within our budget. Unfortunately, due to inclement weather, Little River Elementary shut down for several days, and we were unable to bring in the final product. We still need to conduct further testing of entertainment and stimulation. So we're in the process of scheduling a time next semester when we can deliver both panels and the target population can finally use our device. Overall, we found it very rewarding to come up with a concrete solution for such an open-ended problem, and we're really happy we could reimagine playtime for these children.